And then there was a moment I had to hire more people. So I announced and many people came, and one of them was a man who was not really good. He used to steal things in the street. And then he suddenly came to my office to be interviewed. And then he started introducing his name. Oh, my name is that, I am they. And then he suddenly started crying from nowhere. No logical reason to cry. He himself even was confused why he was crying, but I knew why he was crying. So I just watched him. I didn't do anything, I just watched him. And then at last I asked him one question. Will you acknowledge that God is God?
How did you exemplify Christ in your business? Can you talk about the time that you hired a thief?
Yeah, wow, it has been a long time. So yeah, I did a small business. My business was in a warehouse, a lot of products, and there was office inside that warehouse. I named my warehouse as Life House. For the life of Christ to be in this company. So, and I also created a prayer room in the warehouse. And every morning I go to my warehouse, my office. I'll first enter the prayer room and pray to the Lord. And then there was a moment I had to hire more people to work in the company. So I announced, and many people came, and one of them was a man who was not really good. Not really good in his life, and also not really good in terms of the testimony of other people.
Had a bad reputation.
Yeah, very bad reputation. He used to steal things in the street. He used to fight. You know, those bad young adults that you see in the street? It's that kind of man. And then he suddenly came to my office to be interviewed. And then as soon as he came into my office, I was just sitting, like here right now, I'm sitting in the table. And he came in, and he was walking towards me to sit in front of me. And then as he came in front of me, he started introducing his name. Oh, my name is that, I am they. And then he suddenly started crying from nowhere. No logical reason to cry. Do you cry when you introduce your name? My name is Hyuk Park, and no, I don't cry when I introduce my name. He just started crying.
During a job interview?
Yeah, during a job interview while he was just
Holy
introducing
Spirit
himself.
conviction?
Yes, so he himself even was confused why he was crying. But I knew why he was crying because I'm the man of the Spirit, and I know I know when the Spirit is moving, and I know when the presence of the Father is in the area because I'm his son. So I know. So I knew that it was the presence of the Lord being released. Yes. So he was just crying. I just watched him crying, and I asked him, so why you're crying? And he said, I don't know. I don't know why am I crying. And he cried more and more. He said, I don't know. He said he didn't know. He didn't know why he was crying. But I knew why he was crying. So I just watched him. I just permitted him to just take his time and cry. I just watched him like this. And then at last, while he was still crying, I just asked one question. I didn't do anything. I just watched him crying. I didn't even preach. I didn't even touch him. Nothing. I didn't even pray for him, minister to him, nothing. I just watched him. And then at last I asked him one question. Will you acknowledge that God is God? Will you acknowledge that God is God? I just asked that one question. And he said, yes, yes. And then he cried more and more and more. So I didn't have to preach. I didn't have to explain about
the presence of God was in that room.
Nothing, because God himself was manifesting himself with his presence.
Did you hire him eventually?
I hired him eventually. If I hire him, I don't gain anything. I lose things, because who would like to hire a man who has been stealing on the street, bad reputation, very bad character? No. And he doesn't have any skills of the work. He doesn't even know how to properly use the tools of the computer, nothing. He had no skills. I just felt in my heart compassion about him. I felt compassion about him. And because after he cried and all these things happened, he received Jesus in the office and he repented. So I said, this young man got saved. And now he's like a sheep without shepherd. Where must he go? Who is going to feed him? Who is going to train his character? Who is going to teach him with the word of the Lord? He's just in the street, sheep without the shepherd. And I said, what should I do? And I said, I felt the compassion. And then I said to the Lord, Lord, I know it's a lose for me to hire him. I know that I'm going to lose my money. I'm going to pay him salary while he's destroying my company. But Lord, for I have compassion for that one soul, and I have the responsibility for that one soul to feed him and to spend time with him. Lord, I sacrifice everything. I sacrifice my company. I lay my company onto your altar, and I make a decision to hire that one soul for that one soul.
Who just got saved during the interview.
Yes. And even in the interviews, there were so many talented people.
Yeah.
But I rejected everybody. And after I confessed that, I was crying to the Lord because, I don't know, I felt that moment was actually like expressing to the Lord how the Lord is important to me. Lord, you are the most important to me, nothing else. And I was speaking to Him and crying. And after I spoke that to the Lord spoke to me at that moment, literally, because few weeks ago, before that, the Lord spoke to me, I will call you up to the higher calling. So He just spoke that and silence. And I said, what is the higher calling? Which calling is higher than another calling? Or what's that higher calling? And I'm already in love with Jesus. I'm always in the service and I love the Lord. I always serve the Lord behind the church, serve the people. But now what? What's the higher calling, Lord? And so I was so curious about the word higher calling. I started fasting and asking the Lord, reveal to me what the higher calling is. I've been fasting. And then these things happened. And then I made a confession to the Lord. I hired that
you will hire
young
him.
man for one soul. And then after that, as I said, after that, the Lord spoke to me literally was, my son, you were asking me what the higher calling is. This is your higher calling. Your higher calling is one soul.
Wow. Wow. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
You started to get a lot of your coworkers or people that were working for you getting saved.
Yes.
And then you were even baptizing them. Like, did you buy like some kind of a pool? I think I've heard a story that you bought a pool and in the office space, you just started to baptize them.